Jason Duval is one of the two main protagonists of GTA 6, and I have some reasons to believe that his backstory in the game is based on a story of a real person. Rockstar has left us some hints in the official marketing materials for Jason's past life, and some of these hints fit well with real-life historical events and wars. My name is Saukko, and I have spent a lot of time analyzing GTA 6. And of course, as a disclaimer, basically this video is just a series of assumptions. So if my first assumption is wrong, basically everything else in the video will also be wrong. But it's gonna be a cool theory anyways, even if I'm wrong about everything. So let's read Jason's description first. Jason grew up around grifters and crooks. After a stint in the army, trying to shake off his troubled teens, he found himself in the keys doing what he knows best, working for local drug runners. So he joined the army to shake off his teens. So I would assume he joined as soon as he could, at the age of 17 if he got a permission from his parents, which might be impossible in this case, or at the age of 18 on his own accord. When enlisting, Jason probably secured the Option 40 contract, which guarantees him a shot in the Ranger selection program. First, when joining the army, he would complete the one-stage unit training as an 11 Bravo and infantryman. This stage lasts about 6 months. Then he would go to the airborne school at Fort Moore, Georgia. There he learns basic parachuting and basic airborne operations. The airborne school lasts for 3 weeks. After that, depending on when he joined the army, he would either complete the Ranger Indoctrination Program or the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program, RIP or RASP, the earlier one lasting 4 weeks and the later one lasting 8 weeks. And the shift from RIP to RASP happened in January of 2010, so it's probably more likely that he completed the RASP. The RASP is an Army Special Forces school, and completing it awards the Ranger Scroll, which is different from the Ranger tab, which can be given to any Army squad leader, as it's given after a basic leadership course. So this scroll is the symbol of Ranger Special Forces, and Jason probably didn't get this one, as he isn't a squad leader. Then, in what unit did he serve and train in? We can figure this out with the help of his tattoo. Of course, Marauders are the in-game version of the Army Rangers. His tattoo is based on a semi-official moral patch. It's called the HUA patch, and it has a parachute, a commando knife, a skull, and the Ranger Scroll. The patches themselves are really common, but I wasn't able to find anyone with it as a tattoo. And of course, Jason got this tattoo only after or during deployment, per Army tradition. On the left part of the scroll, we can see the text BCO, which stands for Bravo Company. Each of the 3 Ranger battalions have at least 3 companies, so we need to figure out in which battalion Jason was in. Rockstar has been trying to hide this part of the scroll in most of the screenshots and trailer scenes. The clearest looks we have at it are this screenshot and this screenshot. And then with the help of a JPEG reversal tool, which isn't AI, it's just an algorithm which reverses some of the JPEG compression, we can see from both of these screenshots that this text says 1/70 something. So this means that Jason was in the 1st Ranger Battalion, and of course the 70-somethingth Marauder Regiment. And of course we are interested in the upper number, as all of the Rangers are in the same regiment. Additionally, based on his personalized pistol, we can assume that he is from the 1st Ranger Battalion, as the 4-leaf clover is mostly associated with the 1st Battalion, as it was founded in Ireland. Same with the Suas Sponte motto, which stands for on one's own accord, while second to none is for the 2nd Battalion and 3 Heart or 3rd Herd for the 3rd Ranger Battalion. So, the 1st Battalion trains at the Hunter Army Airfield in Georgia. Of course, Jason probably also served initially his boot camp and of course his airborne school at Fort Benning in Columbus, which too is in Georgia. This then brings up the question that are these army bases in the game? I'm 50-50 on this. Probably either one of these or another army base from Georgia. And if it is in the game, it's going to be in Leonida, as Leonida is an amalgamation of several southern states, including but not limited to Leonida, Alabama, and Georgia, while Gloriana, which probably isn't in the game, is likely based on Virginia, but it's very possible that the army base won't be in the game. We are getting sidetracked here. So, we know that Jason started serving in the Bravo Company of the 1st Ranger Battalion around or after 2010. And as Rockstar is pretty closely following military names of the units and the patch being almost identical, only thing they have changed is Ranger to Marauder and the last number of the 70, from 75th to 70 something. So I think it is reasonable to assume that Rockstar is basing Jason's military unit on a real life military unit.
We did not ask for this fight. On September 11th, 2001, 19 men hijacked 4 airplanes and used them to murder nearly 3,000 people. They struck at our military and economic nerve centers. They took the lives of innocent men, women, and children without regard to their faith or race or station. And as Commander-in-Chief, I have determined that it is in our vital national interest to send an additional 30,000 U.S. troops to Afghanistan.
And Jason DeWall was likely one of these 30,000 soldiers. As we know, the Bravo Company of the 1st Ranger Battalion was sent to eastern Afghanistan. And there, during the period of May 15th to August 28th, 2011, the unit received the Valorous Unit Award. This period is called The Surge, which is a major historic event in America's history, so it's very likely that Rockstar would want to include it in the game. Looking at Jason's second tattoo, which we see in trailer 2, we can see that it is a bird being pierced by an arrow, possibly a hawk or a swallow. But traditionally, a tattoo in which a bird is being pierced by an arrow symbolizes hardship, getting over a loss of someone, and surviving hard times. This makes me believe that Jason lost 2 of his squad or platoon members in the military, as indicated by the amount of feathers falling from the bird. And if we take a look at archives of Army Rangers who died during the Operation Enduring Freedom, we can find that 2 soldiers died in a relatively short period. It was also during the time when the Bravo Company received the Valorous Unit Award. The soldiers were the platoon leader Jeremy Katzenberger and team leader Alessandro Plutino. Both of these soldiers died heroically due to enemy small arms fire during the war. They were good friends in and out of the military, but unfortunately delivered the ultimate sacrifice. And by taking a look at some older articles and their memorial pages, I was able to find some pictures of their careers and a picture of their platoon after their passing and a picture of Plutino's squad. If Rockstar wants to base Jason's backstory on a real person and wants the backstory to be dramatic, traumatic and full of loss, it has to be from this platoon. And from this squad, the soldier who best matches Jason DeWall's appearance would be this soldier whose name we don't know. In both 2011 and 2015, ceremonies were held for the people who lost their lives and for those who gave everything for their country during the surge in 2011. At the later event, several Silver Stars, Purple Hearts, and the Valorous Unit Award, which is at the same level as the Silver Star, were given out to the Bravo Company at Hunter Army Airfield. This 2015 time period also fits the period when Rockstar Games was scouting Florida, Georgia, and other southern states. It's possible that during this event, they found the unit which inspired the backstory of Jason DeWall. So of course the criminal backstory of Jason DeWall is not based on any of the people shown in this video, as that happens after 2015. And keep in mind, I might be completely wrong about everything in this video. Even the number of the battalion might be wrong, or Rockstar may not have based Jason on a real person. But if the timeline I presented in the video, so Jason joined the army at the age of 18 and was part of the surge basically right after joining, he would be 33 to 35 years old, which based on his appearance is also completely possible. Thank you for watching.